Well, hello, beloveds. We are finally caught up now. Let's get into it. Now, listen, before we move on any further, I need you to do one thing. Subscribe. And hit that, is that bell still there? Look at me, asking y'all to do something I don't even know. Just subscribe so a sister can come up in your news feed, okay? And if that damn button is there, like the button so you can know when I'm posting stuff. I do a lot of other reviews. I also invite you into my life as a working actress in Los Angeles, Hollywood. So please subscribe so I can be all up in your news feed. You know you want it. Do you really want to touch it? Do you really want it? Let's get into it. Jersey Justice. I know. Another challenge that we could have left. You know what I mean? Like this one, I'm like, we want these queens to win. We don't want to stump them so badly that they can't recover from stuff and it just affects their resume. Like this, let's talk comedy for a second. You cannot teach improv or sketch comedy and like not even teach it. Throw a challenge of improv and sketch comedy to people who don't normally do this. Sketch and improv is very difficult. That's why people train in it. You know what I mean? Because you have to learn how to properly write a scene structure, know when to put in certain jokes, and you also have to do it in front of a live audience. So it's very, very difficult. And I felt like as someone who is a trained sketch actor and improviser, I know how difficult it is. Like real talk, I know how difficult it is. And I just, when this challenge came up, I was just like, unless they do this, I don't see anybody doing well. Because it's not something you can get right away. You have to run it. You got to rehearse it. You also have to know what you're doing. And I don't think that a lot of them do have that knowledge. They have the skills, not the knowledge. Because with the knowledge, it can help you put your skills in a way that will give you a successful show. And a lot of them didn't have that. And I just felt like this was another unfair challenge where nobody should have been cut. Well, let's start at the beginning. Gia Gunn is gone, okay? And surprisingly, even for me, the queens were happy. Like, they were like, she did it to herself. They just, anybody else, they sit and they have a moment. They, Gia Gunn. They was like, oh, bye, girl. I was like, oh. That's why she was on Twitter having a whole meltdown, cussing everybody out. Because I hadn't watched the episode yet, but Gia Gunn was going buck on Twitter. Now I know why. So the Maxi Challenge is Jersey Justice. And I was just like, okay, we're running out of themes. We're running out of challenges and things to do. Because even the commercial or the intro for Jersey Justice, it looked very season one. This was not a good challenge. And Naomi was nervous right off the bat when she found out about it. And I felt bad because I was just like, Naomi, you did very good with Wendy. But again, she studied Wendy. She had material. She knew what she was going in with. You're asking them to, it was a mixture of like sketch and improv. So you're asking them to blindly go in with these characters and make a scene work and make it funny. And then also play with somebody you haven't rehearsed with. It just, confusion. Our first team of plaintiffs or litigants for Jersey Justice. Can we just be real? Even the freaking judge wasn't strong. Like even Rue out there in the back, outside of the courtroom asking questions. Nobody was strong on this show and this challenge. So I feel like you can't cut anybody when there really wasn't anything to aspire to. Besides Manila was strong in her character, but it was still like, nah, it was a no for me. But anyway, Manila and Naomi are the first team to go up. What the hell is going on outside my apartment? Do y'all hear that banging? This ain't the ghetto, so I don't know what's going on. Jasmine Masters. Oh, they don't do that around here. Anyway, Manila and Naomi are the first litigants to go up. And I felt like Naomi had the look. The character wasn't strong. Can we also talk about why in the hell was everybody Italian American? Like, they heard Jersey and just went off of this Italian American stereotype from like the 80s. It was all bad. First of all, Your Honor, and they had the hair and everything. I'm like, do y'all know there are black people in Jersey? There are Hispanic people. Like, y'all could have been a bad Latina. Come on. Like, have you never, a sister from Jersey is like a sister from New York, just a little lighter. You know what I mean? Like, not as, yo, get over here, let me talk to you. It's more like, hey, what's your name? Yes, nice to meet you. It's Jersey. They do that Jerseys. Like, that was a terrible impersonation of a black person from Jersey. But I'm just saying, there's characters to pull from. And I just don't understand why everybody was Italian American. Anyway, they both go, Manila and Naomi are Italian American and Jewish American. And by that, I mean the stereotypes of them from Jersey. They're all just like different levels of Michelle Visage, and it just didn't make sense. But their scene was the strongest, in my opinion, because Manila had a really strong character. When she started barking when they were trying to pull her out of the courtroom, hilarious. Naomi she had a good character. She could not match Manila. And that's the thing. If you have somebody that you're in a scene with and they are a big character, you better put your big boy pants on and get ready. Because if you can't match that, you are going to look like the amateur. And you never want to look like the amateur, especially when you're performing. So it was disappointing that was the strongest scene, but I felt for all the contestants because I did not think that this was a challenge that was really set up for anybody to do well, especially when the people who put the damn challenge together weren't strong themselves. Monique Hart, Monet X Change, and Latrice, in my mind, freaking dream team. They did not work together well at all. Monique Hart with this, oh my God, Italian, like just stereotypes, just Caucasian stereotypes all over the place. They thought they liked her character, and I'm like, I don't get it. The only thing that saved this scene was the cake throwing. Monet X Change came in, and her character was so like meek. It was weird. Latrice just wasn't even there. I don't know. Latrice is funny. I don't know what happened. I don't know. Maybe they didn't get enough time. I think they were all in their head, which is what happens when you mix improv and sketch, because it's confusing, right? Because you're playing these characters, but you have a structure of a scene. So some stuff is prepared, some stuff is a surprise. You got to figure out what is. It wasn't right. And that team just did not shine like I expected, because they're all naturally funny, but it just didn't work. It did not work. Then we get the Trinity and Valentina. Trinity is really good with character. She's funny, naturally funny. She was really able to do a good job with that character. Valentina just was a mess. She was just funny to look at. But again, I didn't like this challenge. I didn't think that it was a fair challenge. So I was over it as soon as it started. So we're back in the workroom now. The queens are getting ready for the runway, and all of them are oblivious to the fact that they bombed. Like, none of them get that they had a terrible performance. I swear, if I had naivete to bombing a performance, I'd have an Oscar by now. I'm telling you, I am learning and I'm getting better at it. When I have a bad performance, I'm recovering quicker, but it gets me because it's what I love to do. But like, and I'm not saying this is not what they love to do at all either, but they have a different type of performance. That sketch or comedy, improv, what they did, they're not used to that. So they're just like, I gave what I could. That stage, that performance got what it got from me, and I feel confident about it. So go ahead on, queens, but nobody laughed. Nobody, like, I was on Twitter, everybody had the same kind of reaction, like, Rue, don't do this again. Like, there was no depth in the jokes, it was just a bunch of stereotypes, and I can't believe it got, you know what, maybe it's different for Caucasians, but I was just like, this and the Barbra Streisand, what in the hell? So Trinity saved Valentina, right? She is hoping that if she's in the bottom, she will want Valentina to do the same for her. And she's asking Valentina, and Valentina is like, if it's between you and Latrice, I'm sending you home. Like, I'm not sending home America's sweetheart. And then Trinity calls her Valentina, and I'm just like, she's just playing the game. You know what I mean? Like, you're not going to send home somebody that's beloved or has a huge fan base. Like, you got to live after this show as well. And from what I know about Latrice is that she's also somebody who really gets a lot of the queen's jobs. And that was the same thing with Morgan McMichaels. Nobody wanted to mess her up because she's the one who books a lot of talent in LA and overseas. So you gotta play the game right. And Valentina was like, I know where I get my coins. I'm not messing that relationship up. Smart, not villain. Smart. Runway, swerves, curves, padded for the gods. Rue's look, hated it. Here we go. Hated it. I loved, however, the way it moved on the runway, but that fabric, that satin silk fabric, whatever that was, and that she-ra belt, no. Another no from me. Okay, let's talk about Manila's runway. So Manila, when I first saw it, I was like, oh, this is cute, but it's Manila. That's one thing I know about Manila. Manila is known for turning out a look. She's very creative in how she thinks about the runway. So when I saw that outfit, I was like, this is what you got? You've been killing the runway every episode, but this is what you... So I'm telling you, when you're a Drag Race fan, you know when something is off. And it just felt off to me, right? So I go to her Instagram and she was saying that she felt bad because she really couldn't give you guys the look that she wanted. She gave like some backup look that she just put together, but it wasn't a look that she was really confident in. And she showed the picture of the look that she was going to send down the runway. And I'm going to put the picture up somewhere in this video, but she had a maxi pad dress and it had like a red lining going down it. It looked like a period or whatever, but it was swerved, curved, and padded to the gods. I liked it, but she said the production told her to change because they thought that the outfit would be offensive to women. And I'm like, I would have been so honored. You know what I mean? I don't know. Just because Manila is a man in a dress, but she is putting on it's an exaggerated version of a woman. Like, that is drag. So I personally wouldn't see it being a problem, but I guess, you know, all it takes is one person with a verified check on Twitter who doesn't like it and it becomes an issue. I understand, but I wish that look could have walked down the runway. They were so smart. That's the thing. Manila's runways are very smart. So that's why Michelle made that whole like comment about, oh, I see it's padded. I like that you did. Like, she was really fluffing her up because there was obviously an issue with her first choice. So unfortunate. On VH1, they couldn't do it. I think they would have did it on Logo. Take this. I know that VH1 gives this show more money, but man, when this show was on Logo, the straights messed it up. Naomi, I thought her look was really cute and I loved her explanation. My husband loves this cherry pie, but little does he know it's boysenberry. That really added to the outfit for me. I thought it was really cute. I love the drama that she put with it. I love the padding. Smart. Very, very smart. Trinity, now you might be shocked by this. I loved her outfit. I loved it. It was very polarizing on Twitter, but I really enjoyed it. I thought that it was a fun take on the theme. I love those like cotton candy wigs. Who created that? Was that Delta who created that style? Whoever created that style, genius. I love the wig. I loved it. I thought it was a fun take and I got into it. I was into it. You know what? It looked like an oil slick painting. That's what I liked about it. If you turn from different sides, it looks like she was like dipped in paint and just moved across the canvas. It was cute, Trinity. Valentina, nope, understood the theme, even saw her explanation about it on Instagram. Don't get it. I get it, but sometimes, like I said again, sometimes your grand couture outfits just it doesn't look right on the runway, and this just didn't look right. And the thing about it is, what didn't help her was showing what the inspiration came from, because her interpretation just looked cheap and tacky. The inspiration, very couture, darling, just very well put together. And then this outfit, in comparison, doesn't meet the challenge for me at all. When she walked down the runway, I was like, is this Monique Hart doing the lip sync? Oh, that's Valentina. What? Monique Hart, brown cow stunning. Brown cow stunning. It was my favorite look of the runway. My favorite look. I got it. It was her. Loved it. Latrice looked great. So beautiful walking down that runway. Such a classy, seasoned queen. Just real, to me, drag queen royalty. I knew that was her last runway on this show. I knew it. She just didn't rise to the occasion, and it would not be fair to keep her just because she's drag queen royalty. If you're not meeting the challenges and you're not rising to the occasion, in the words of Heidi Klum, one day you're in, one day you're out. I'm so mad that show is not coming back with the entire cast, with the original cast. I'm so mad. I'm still gonna watch. I'm still gonna watch Project Runway because I'm loyal. But I'm not getting Amazon Prime to watch that freaking show. Sorry, Heidi. Sorry. Y'all should have worked it out. Monet Exchange, boy in a dress. Hated it. Hated it. She looks stuffed. Even the hit, I get what she was trying to do. Understood the thing, just like Valentina. The wig execution was horrid, and she just looked stuffed in that dress. She looked like a stuffed boy in that dress. No. So Monique and Manila are the tops, and the bottoms are Latrice and Monet Exchange. Heartbroken. I feel like these two are so loved. It was really hard for the queens. Like, when they found out that they were in the bottom, I just felt the energy in that room. Everybody was just hurt because you love those two, and both of them are joy, and you know that one of them had to go. I was hoping that because this wasn't a good challenge for anybody, that Ru would, do her save, but I think she's going to wait later. But I felt like this would have been a great time to do a Ru save and not send anybody home. But unfortunately, somebody has to go, and with the way this lip sync turned out, let me tell you something. I felt like, wait, before I even get into the lip sync, can we talk about how Valentina tried to have a moment and none of the queens felt like it because everybody loves Monet and Latrice? She was trying to have a moment and make this situation about her, and people was like, girl, somebody go home. Bye, you safe. I think it was Monique. Nobody was featuring her with that mess. Those two queens that everybody loved, their existence in this competition is on the line. Sis, I love you, but you're safe. And everybody collectively got their drinks up and walked away, and Valentina was sitting there like, poor timing. I knew she was producing a scene. Just bad timing. Everybody loves Latrice. Everybody loves Monet, and everybody knew that one of them had to go. So it was just, this wasn't the time for the jokes or time for you to have your moment. Bad timing, sis, but I love that you are always producing your stuff on this show. But this was, bad timing. And I gotta be honest with you, I believe Manila. Manila was heartbroken about seeing Latrice go. And we also have to realize they go back years, longer than any other queens here. Their relationship has lasted a very, very long time, and they're really, really close. So just seeing those two just cry, and that was a real moment, and I felt really bad. It reminded me of Raven, and who was it? It wasn't Jujubee. Was it Jujubee? I think it was. Y'all will correct me if I'm wrong, but remember when they had that lip sync and they just held each other's hands and cried? That's what I felt like, because I remember watching it and I was a mess. That's the same thing that I got from this moment with Manila and Latrice. But I love how Manila was just like, I am going to keep my best friend here. Monique was like, I don't know who I'm gonna pick. So I guess her and Monet ain't as close as we all thought, because she was just like, same thing with Valentina. It's a smart move to keep Latrice. You know what I mean? But Latrice has had problems. Monet just had a bad challenge. So who goes? You know what I mean? Listen, Monique was weighing all of her options. Now let's get to this lip sync. Listen! Monique redeemed herself. I felt like she was having a Valentina moment, because she was swinging that wig back and forth. She was letting Rue know I glued it on. You can't say nothing. And there was nothing that Manila could do. She looked great though. Manila looked amazing, but Monique was ready. First of all, when I found out it was a Tina Turner song, I was like, oh, they gonna kill it. They gonna kill it. Manila, I've never seen her be like a lip sync assassin. She's always a lip queen to me with a dash of comedy. So I wasn't expecting much, but she gave. She really did. I felt like she was in the video. You know what I mean? Like she really did the best that she could do, but you cannot top Monique Hart. And bam, with that wig all over the runway, Rue couldn't keep her eyes off of her. And that's when I knew that she won that lip sync. I knew. She was letting Rue know, I know how to glue on a wig, baby. Don't play. Don't play. Bravo, sis. Bravo. Monique Hart wins and she picks Latrice. Right choice. Latrice couldn't recover from the snatch game. Although she believed she could, she just couldn't recover. Something happened to her in the snatch game of love and it just zapped her will for this competition. But Mother was heated. And I'm thinking, you're so beloved. You are somebody so many queens, especially upcoming queens, look up to. Even queens on your level look up to you. I just wanted her to leave with a bit more grace because she kept on mentioning her status and how long she's been in the game. This is a competition. You have to bring it every time. And if you slip up and you're in the bottom, then you put yourself there. You put yourself in jeopardy. So you can't ask people to think about your wedding and to think about your legacy when you aren't thinking about that when you're slipping in a challenge. I love Latrice. I wanted her to go all the way. I wanted her to get the crown. I felt her when she was crying and she was just like, I can't. Like, I wanted to come back and redeem myself. But your love, Latrice, you don't ever have to do this again. In my opinion, you didn't need to come back. Because I felt like she wanted, her and Manila both wanted to redeem themselves from their couple season. But the thing is with Latrice, she's at a different level. She's done with this. She didn't need to come back. She's already established who she is in the game. And I don't think it did her any favors coming back to this competition. So, unfortunately, she's gone, but it was the right choice. Now, Monet, sis, if you're on the bottom again, you gotta go. You gotta go. Anyway, that was the episode for me. What did you think of the eliminations? Do you agree with who went home? Do you agree with the tops? Do you agree with the bottoms? Let us sister know in the comment section below. Thank you so much, guys. I love you, and I will see you for the following episode of RuPaul's Drag Race. Mwah.